Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje Sarvada Sarvadasmakam Sannidhim Kriyat Shri Sharada Parameshwaryai Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम नमस्ते once again
Namaste, Mahodaya.
namaste. So we were seeing the Subandha Prakriya in the last class. And sorry. Screen. And I think I was explaining to you that Panini Maharaj, he observed 3 different patterns of declension. And he actually divided the entire declension chart into 3 areas, or these three groups, based upon the commonality of the pattern. And he gave them some names. So this 1 bar 1, 1 bar 2, 1 bar 3, 2 bar 1 and 2 bar 2, he gave the pratyayas in this section as Sarvanama Sthana. Then the Anga in these sections, that is 2 bar 3, 3 bar 1, 4 bar 1, 5 bar 1, 6 bar 1, 2, 3, 7 bar 1 and 7 bar 2. This he gave the name as Anga in this, the Anga in this section he called as Mahaprana. Then the third section, which is 3 bar 2, 3 bar 3, 4 bar 2, 4 bar 3, 5 bar 2, 5 bar 3 and 7 bar 3, he called those the Anga in this section as Pada. So whenever he has referred to, in the Ashtadhyayi to these, when he says Pada, then, it is easy to refer it by one name rather than saying that 3 bar 2, 3 bar 3, 4 bar 2, 4 bar 3 and all that. Just say Pada. If you know what is Pada, then you will immediately understand what he means, what changes are taking place in this Pada section. Similarly, in the Anga section, then that is in the Bha section, and similarly in the Sarvanama Sthana section. This is just for our understanding of how he has actually discovered the patterns and then used that the discovery for the purpose of writing his sutra, so that it becomes easy for us to understand only and focus only on the differences. So by suffixing the supratyayas, the pratipadika is termed Anga. That we know. The last letter of the Anga is modified in a certain manner in each section. So where he has focused is the last letter, modifications in the last letter of the Anga. Then the Anga and the Supratya are combined. Sandhi may take place if applicable. So we should note the following modifications of R ending Angara. So in Sarvanama Sthana section, R becomes A or R or Aha. Like with Kartru we saw, right? We saw Kartru. So here in the Sarvanama section, what is happening? The changes which are happening is, one is R becomes A, Karta, or R or Aha. These are the changes which is happening. Then in 5 bar 1, 6 bar 1 and 7 bar 1, special change takes place, which is the Bha section. And in 2 bar 3 and 6 bar 3, declensions like Rama and Hari. For the rest, Yan Sandhi takes place between R and the beginning letter of the suffixes. And in Pada section, there is no change. The Pratipadika remains the same. As we would have seen that in the case of R. So here in the no Kartribhyam, Kartribhyaha, then Kartribhyam, Kartribhyaha, then Kartaraha. So here the Sakara, sorry, Kartushu 7 bar 3. So here there is no change in the Pratipadika. Whereas here all we see Kartra, then Kartre, then Kartuhu, Kartuhu, then Kartari, all these changes which have been highlighted, that last letter, the R, undergoes all these changes in these sections. Which are not highlighted, there is no change at all. So this is how he has tried to explain it, and especially re-ending Pratipadikas, we have to be a little careful to understand how they decline. Okay. Of course, there are not too many of them, as we have seen. Mainly, we will come across, Gyatre, Gantre, and all that too when we actually study Vedanta and all that Sanskrit. These becomes more important. Srotre, Dhatre, and all. Whereas Bhoktre also, they are important. So not too many Pratipadikas are there, re-ending. So, but Kartri is a very common Pratipadika used everywhere. So that we have to be familiar with. So this is so far as the re-ending Pratipadikas, right? So yeah, this is given in a chart also. In Pratama, it becomes A. 1 bar 1 is A. So Karta, right? A. Kartri, the R becomes A. So it becomes Karta. Then in 1 bar 2, it becomes R. Then Kartarau, because the Pratipadika, the Pratyaya is out, right? Su, au, assa. So that R of the Kartri is what is going to, so it becomes Kart plus R plus au, Kartarau, it becomes. Then again 1 bar 3, it becomes R. So Kartaraha. That as becoming aha, that doesn't change. The pratyaya doesn't change, but the R becomes R. So Kartaraha. So Karta, Kartarau, Kartaraha. Then in 2 bar 1 and 2 bar 2 also, it takes the form R. So Kartaram and Kartarau. Then in 2 bar 3, the R becomes Dirgha. It becomes what? Kartrun, not Kartrun, Kartrun, if you see, Kartrun, right? Dirgha is there, Kartrun. Like in Rama Shabdam also, that Rama takes Dirgha, so Rama, Raman, that Dirgha it happens. Okay. Then Yan Sandhi takes place. This, which is, it becomes Ra, R becomes R, right? Because of Yan Sandhi. Then what we have? Kartra, then Kartribhyam, Kartribhyaha, Kartribhihi, no change. Then again Yan Sandhi, Kartre, Kartribhyam, Kartribhyaha. Then the R becomes Ukara. Kartuhu, Kartribhyam, Kartribhyaha. Again Ukara in 6 bar 1. Kartuhu, Kartubhyam, Kartubhyah. So what is the 6 bar 1? 5 bar 1, 6 bar 1, 7 bar 1, there are special changes. It becomes Ukara. Okay. Then in Saptami, Guna takes place. the R becomes R. So kartari, then yan takes place, which is R, same, yan sandhi. Then it kartroho, kartrunam. Here again, like this dirgha, it takes place. Then yan sandhi, kartroho, then kartrushu, like rameshu, same thing. No change here. And in Sambodhanam, aha, R, just like 1 bar 1, 1 bar 2, and 1 bar 3. Karta, here aha is there, okay. Not exactly like 1 bar 1. He kartaha, okay, kartaha is there. So he kartaha, kartarau, kartaraha. This is the re-ending pratipadika. We just have to be little careful while declining the re-ending pratipadika. But having said that, the moment we see these words, we will know, kartre, or worst case scenario, we can always refer to the book and then find out which case and number it is and in what meaning it is being used. So this is the speciality of the re-ending pratipadikas, which we must be aware. Okay. Now we will go to the Strilinga. Now what we have been talking about is ending words, that is the vowel words, and these were, as you can see, they are all pullinga, right? Akaranta, ikaranta, ukaranta, rikaranta, pullinga shabdam, we have been seeing that. Now we will see the ending Strilinga, akaranta ending Strilinga. And here the example given is Ganga. The same applies to Rama, Lata, and all that. They are all ending Strilinga Pratipadikas. There is no ending feminine Pratipadika. That we must note. No Pratipadika which is Akara ending will be feminine. They will all be masculine or neuter. Okay. So that is one good thing, because we don't need to search for a Akara ending Pratipadika in feminine. Ending Pratipadika is the basis for declension of a vowel ending feminine Pratipadika. It's the basic. Ending is the basic. That's why I say we have to add a top to the Pratipadika, so it becomes ending. So the ending letter of Akaranta Strilinga Pratipadika in this section is from the feminine suffix A. Which is what is I told you, top. 1 second, excuse me. Sorry. So we will see Ganga, Akaranta Strilinga Shabda. Ganga, Gange, Ganga hai. Gangam, Gange, Ganga hai. You must in the mind note the sections, 3 sections, which are the Sarvanamasthana, the Bha, and also Pada section. Okay. Then Gangaya, Gangabhyam, Gangabhi, Gangayai, Gangabhyam, Gangabhyah, Gangayah, Gangabhyam, Gangabhyah, Gangayah, Gangayoho, Gangaram, Gangayam, Gangayoho, Gangasu. He Gange, He Gange, He Ganga. Okay. These are the declensions of the Ganga Shabda. Then other Akaranta Strilinga, or the Avastha, Akhya, Akhyayika, Icha, Upama, Katha, Kripa, Kriya, Guha, Chinta, Jignasa, Jihva, Titiksha, Daya, Dasha, Devata, Nidra, Nishta, Mala, Shraddha, Shanka, Sankhya, Sena, Seva. There are a lot more. This is only a sample which Medhaji has given. So what we should notice, the moment we see an ending Pratipadika, we must be able to easily say that this is a feminine Pratipadika. So that is one giveaway. If the Pratipadika is ending in Akaranta, it will be feminine only. and it will decline like Lata, Ganga, and Rama, and all that. I think Rama we have seen, Lata also we have seen. I think the declension. It's the same thing here in the case of Ganga also. Okay. So then, ending pronouns in Strilinga. Sarva. So Sarva we saw as the masculine. Sarva is the Strilinga. So when pointing to a feminine word, ending Sarvanama takes the feminine suffix a and becomes ending feminine Pratipadika. The declension is similar to Ganga with the exceptions listed below. So Sarva Sarve Sarva hai, Ganga Gange Ganga hai, Sarvam Sarve Sarva hai, Gangam Gange Ganga. These are all same. Up to third case, no change as compared to Ganga. But in 4 bar 1, it becomes, what was there? It was Ganga Yai. Here it is Sarvasyai. Okay. So that we have to read that Sakara is coming extra, right? Sarvasyai, not Sarvayai. Sarvasyai, right? Then no change, Sarvabhyam, Sarvabhyah, then Sarvasyaha, another change. There it was just Gangayah, but here the Sakara is getting added, Sarvasyaha. Then Sarvabhyam, Sarvabhyah. Then again same thing with 6 bar 1 also, Sarvasyaha is repeating. There both was Gangayah only. Here both Sarvasyaha. No other change. Then in 6 bar 3, we had Ganganam, correct? Here, what is we are having? Sarvasam. So that is the another change that we have to note as compared to Ganga. Then in 7 bar 1, we had what? Gangayam. Then here, same thing, Sarvasyam. So when Sarva, when we come to the Sarva Strilinga, the Pratipadika, we have to note that in these 5 cases, 4 bar 1, 5 bar 1, 6 bar 1, and 7 bar 1, and 6 bar 3 changes are taking place. We have to remember to add the Sakara in between. Sarvasyai, Sarvasyaha, Sarvasyaha, Sarvasyam, and Sarvasam. So that is something which is different in the Sarvanama as compared to the feminine ending Akaranta Pratipadika. So this is what we have to note, the change. Else everything is just like Ganga. So we can easily, all other 19 declensions are same like Ganga. Any Akaranta Strilinga for that matter. Okay. Then the other Sarvanama are, we saw Anya. There is Anya, Anyatara, Itara. All these are just add Akarartha. That's all. Ubha, Eka, Para, Purva, Vishwa, Swa. Right? All these are, if you remove the A and replace it with Akara, they all become masculine. So same thing. Akaranta, Sarvanama, Pratipadikas are these. So they will all decline just like Sarva. Okay. Then other pronouns in Striling, which is Tad, Yad, Etad, and Kim, which we saw in Pulling also. The only difference is that Sa, Te, Ta. In Pulling, what it was? Pronouns Tad. What is the Tad, pronoun?
Saha. Saha.
Saha, Te.
Sahateta.
Sahaute, isn't it? Sahataute.
Sahataute, yes.
But here it is Sate Taha. Right? So that is the in feminine it changes. Then what is it is following? Right? It is exactly following like Sarva. Sarva Sarve Sarva hai, Sarvam Sarve Sarva hai. Then Sarvaya, Sarvabhyam, Sarvabhihi, correct? So, Sa Te Ta hai. Sa is the only, because there it was Sarva, right? Here it becomes Sa, that's all, because it's Tat Shabda. Tat becomes Sa in this in Pulling also, Tat becomes Saha, correct? then everything else is just like the, sarva strilinga akaranta we saw, it declines just like that. Sarve sarva, sarvam sarve sarva hai, sarvaya, sarvabhyam sarvabhi, like that, it all declines just like that. So, but here, of course, we have to make a note. Here, sarva, the syai is coming, whereas here, yeah, tasyai is coming. Here also s is coming. Tasyai tabhyam tabhyah, tasyah tabhyam tabhyah, tasyah tayoho tasam, tasyam tayoho tasu. Same thing like sarva shabda, everything is declining like that. Except for 1 bar 1, we have to just remember. So if you know sarva shabda striling, then tad becomes very easy to decline. We can easily identify if it, what is tabhya means tad shabda, tasyai. And if you know sarva, then we can also convert the tat shabdam into the respective case and number. Okay. But there is no vocative, as in the case of Pullinga also said, these Pratipadikas or this Sarvanama Pratipadika, Tadya, Diya, Tad, Kim and all, they don't have any Sambodhana. Okay. Similarly, Yad. In Yad, it is exactly now, Tad, you should, everything is same. There it is, there it was Sa, it is Ya. Ya, ye, ya, hai, yam, ye, ya, hai, and all that. So again, deriving, first sarva shabdam, then from sarva, when you come to tad, there is only one change. Then you make the tad, then from tad you go to yad, no change. Everything just that first letter has to be changed. Yad is ya. So ya, ye, ya, hai, yam, ye, ya, hai, and all that. That will be the yad shabdam rather. Then etat sabdam, again it becomes esha in 1 bar 1. Everything else exactly like sarva. It declines like that, right? Only thing we have to remember, esha. There in Pullinga it was esha, here it is esha. So that we have to remember in etat shabdam. And in kim shabdam, again no change. Ka ke ka hai, kam ke ka hai. Sarva, sarve, sarva hai, sarvam, sarve, sarva. Same sarva shabdam is no, without any change, the kim shabdam declines. So if you see, when we are talking about Pullinga Pratipadika in Sarvanama, if we sarva, if we actually remember the declension, then other Pullinga Pratipadikas like tad, yetad and all that in Pullinga, it will be very easy for us to decline rather. And of course, we have to keep note of the exceptions, 1 or 2 exceptions which are there. Similarly, when we know the sarva shabdam in strilinga akaranta pratipadika, then etad, tad, yad, etad and kim, they become very easy to decline. We can easily derive these forms from that understanding of the sarva shabdam declension. Okay. Then this was A ending Pratipadika. Now we go to E ending Strilinga, Nadi. This is the Neep. So in Strilinga Pratipadika, normally we have got two pratyas. One is Tap and Neep. Tap will be A ending, Neep will be E ending. Okay. So E ending Strilinga Pratipadika, Nadi. We are very familiar with this Nadi. The ending letter E, Ikaranta Strilinga Pratipadika, is a feminine suffix E, which is Neep. Some of the derived Pratipadikas like Kartre, Yogin, Bhagavat, Sat take this feminine suffix E and become E ending feminine Pratipadika. So what happens? Kartre, when it is to be declined in Strilinga, it becomes Kartri. Similarly, Yogin becomes Yogini. Bhagavat becomes Bhagavati. Sat becomes Sati. And then they decline like E ending feminine Pratipadikas. So again, we have to see, what will be the feminine form of kartru is kartri. How will it decline? It will decline like nadi. That is how again we make a connection and try to understand how we can actually decline these pratipadikas and understand their declensions. Okay, by understanding one declension of one important or guiding pratipadikas. Here in the case is nadi. So nadi we know nadi, nadyau, nadhyah, nadim, nadyau, nadihi, nadya, nadibhyam, nadibihi, nadyai, nadibhyam, nadibhyah, nadyah, nadibhyam, nadibhyah, nadyah, nadyoho, nadinam, nadhyam, nadyoho, nadishu, he nadi, he nadyau, he nadyah. So this we know. We have come across this nadi shabdam quite often rather. So now other pratipadikas ikaranta are a lot of them are there. Urvi, Kali, Kashi, Gayatri, Gauri, Janani, Tippani, Devi, Nagari, Patni, Parvati, Prithvi, Mahi, Vani, Vapi, Varanasi. Then as we said, Kartri, Yogini, Bhagavati, Sati. These are all basically Pullinga, but we can derive them as Strilinga by adding this E to these words. Okay. So here, these are again the analysis of this E ending Pratipadikas. So except for S1, Sambodhana 1, right? For all forms of declension of E ending Pratipadikas, that is feminine E ending Pratipadikas, the last letter of E of the Pratipadika either remains in the same form or changes to Ya as a result of Yan Sandhi with vowel beginning suffixes. Because obviously Yan Sandhi means the following letter should be a vowel. It should be a swara, right? So it is there in this chart, it is shown rather. So the underlying supratyayas are special for E ending feminine Pratipadikas. So in the first one, Pratama, what was the Nadi Shabdam? Nadi, right? It should be Nadi plus Sup plus Is should be there, and Is should have actually converted into a Visarga, but what has happened is that Visarga is elided. So it only is Nadi. So Nadi, without it appear, there is a Visarga, but that Visarga is Lopa, that goes missing. So that is 1 bar 1, we have to note. That's the change. Then second Nadi, E followed by Au. What will apply? Yan Sandhi will apply. So it will become Ya. E will become Ya. So what will become? It will become Nadyau. Nad Ya Au Nadyau. Then similarly in Bahuvachanam, Yan Sandhi will apply because As is following. A is vowel. So again Yan Sandhi will apply. So it will become Nadyaha because Sakara will take Visarga. So here it becomes Nadyaha. So because Yan Sandhi is following, Yan Sandhi applies here. Then in Dutiya, what has happened? Au, As, right? So that Makara comes. So what is the Nadim? Nadhyau, Nadyaha, right? Because that same thing is happening like, sorry, Nadyaha is there in 2 bar 3. Okay, so just Shas is there. Okay, it is Shas. So not As. So the what is following is with the it letter, it is not a distinct, what is that, not a swara. So only the Is has to be taken. So that becomes a Visarga. So it becomes Nadihi. Okay. So Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha, Nadim, Nadyau, Nadihi. So there is no yan sandhi applicable there in 2 bar 3. Then tritiya. Then ta bhyam bis. A is there. So yan sandhi will apply. So what will become? It will become nadya. Then nadhi bhyam, nadhi bihi. There is no that bis, that sakara becomes visarga. So there's no change here. Then again yan sandhi, because A is there. Fourth. Nge bhyam bhyas. Right. So A is there. So A is means again yan sandhi will apply. So what will nadye? Then nadhi bhyam, nadhi bhyah. Then again A bhyam bas. Then I have to again recall. So I'll just as aha. A is the feminine, distinct feminine pratyaya. So again, A is there, so yan sandhi applies. So it becomes nadyah. Then nadi bhyam, nadi bhyah. Similarly, 6 bar 1 also nadyah. Then os and nam is there. So os becomes oho. So it becomes nadyoho. Nadyah, nadyoho, nadyanam. Right? 6 bar 3. Ramanam was there. Here it is refa is not there. So nadyanam. That is what is 6 bar 3. Sorry, nadinam, not nadyanam. Nadinam, because there is no the swara following. It is na. So that is nadinam. Then saptami, again am is there. But yan sandhi is there because a. So nadyam. Then os is there. Again yan sandhi. Nadyoho. Then nadisu will be the 7 bar 3. Then in Sambodhana, what we have to notice, as I said, E is feminine, last letter of E remains the same form. In Sambodhana, it becomes short E, hraswa. So it becomes he nadi, then he nadyav, he nadya. All others remain the same as the 1 bar 2 and 1 bar 3. Sambodhana 2 bar, Sambodhana bar 2, Sambodhana bar 3 will be like 1 bar 2, 1 bar 3. This is the analysis. So we have to see how all these sandhis are now coming into play. So this is what we have to note when we are actually declining all pratipadikas, whether it is in vowel sandhi, or we will see hal sandhis also when we come to the hal ending pratipadikas. So the sandhis becomes very important for us to understand, and that is how the forms take because of the sandhi rules. Okay, and we are familiar with the sandhi rules. Where you see mostly it's all yan sandhi only apply. So it's a yan sandhi is a very important sandhi, and that is applicable only the 4 letters are there. E, U, R and R. So if you know that what are the corresponding changes which that take place, then it is easy for us to immediately decline these or get these declension forms. If we remember that yan sandhi, so far as these are concerned. Of course, yan sandhi is not the only sandhi. Till now we have seen mostly yan sandhi only. But when we come to the consonant pratipadikas, we will be seeing other things, jashtvam, kutvam, chartvam, all those sandhis which we have studied, all those sandhis also come into play. That we will see when we come to the Vyanjana pratipadikas, consonant pratipadikas, hal pratipadikas. Okay. Any questions, doubts till now? Clarifications? Silence means no questions.
Just to sink in.
Just to sink in. That's quite true.
Immediately we are not able to tell Guruji. So much we are grasping, we have to.
Yeah, it will take time. I mean, it is not going to boil in 1 second. But what I'm saying is that if you understand the logic behind it, the process behind it, then it becomes very easy for us whenever we want to decline. And that's why I sent you the book also, so that you can actually revise, take some time out to revise each of these Pratipadikas. And just like, Sanskrit is like, I can tell you, like mathematics. You have to sit down with paper and pencil and work out each and everything. That is how you learn maths. You don't learn maths by just the teacher looking at the board and understanding what is being taught. You will get an idea, some familiarity as to how the formulas work, how the steps have to be done and all that. After that, the most important thing in learning mathematics, rather, any branch, whether it's arithmetic or algebra or trigonometry, any branch of mathematics, you have to sit and work it out. You have to practice it again and again and again. So similarly, when we are coming to this, now I have given you a list of this Urvi. Sit with a paper and pencil, and you have also got all the pratyayas which are there, isn't it? We have got is, out, us, right? All this. So when you have got all these tools and also the book of Michigaji, all that you have to do is you will have to practice it. I don't expect you to just look at the screen and understand everything. All I am trying to do here is only to point out that this is the way to go about it, instead of memorizing all the Pratipadikas, memorizing this entire what that Shabda Manjari, which will be only not even 10% of the Pratipadikas which are there in the language, rather. So instead of doing all that memory business, if you understand the structure behind these declensions, then you can, over a period of time, for understanding and for that to sink in, no doubt, as I told you, you have to take out some time and do the practice. You have got 5 days holidays. So every day, 1 hour, sit down and 1 or 2 Pratipadikas, whether Pullinga or Strilinga or Ta with A ending or E ending, 1 or 2 Pratipadikas, you try to work it out yourself. Then you will know. Then after you do it, you can compare it with some declension which are available in the net or in the book or something like that, and see whether you have got it right, whether you have got it where you have gone wrong. Once you do that, I can assure you, if you practice like this, after 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts, you will become perfect in doing this. In fact, you will be able to tell anybody that, blindly, that in 4 bar 3, this is the pratyaya. So this is the ending. Nadi is ikara ending. Pratyaya is following is a. So yan sandhi will apply. So it will become ya. That is how that it becomes nadye. You will be able to do that. But for practice is required. Just by looking at the screen, it will not happen, rather. So that's fine. I mean, other than that, if anybody has got any other questions, then you please ask. I will be able to clarify it. As such, there should not be, because as I said, this is just a presentation. This is only studying at this point in time, and it will take time to sink in. But if you are getting this pattern in your mind, this is how it is happening, then that is sufficient so far as these classes are concerned. And note that the sandhis which are coming into play, that is very, very important in declensions. That is how the change in the form takes place because of the sandhi. Okay. So now what we saw these patterns, how this pattern has evolved, rather. So as we said, mostly it is yan sandhi which is applicable insofar as these are concerned. So now there are some exceptions to these rules. The Pratipadika Lakshmi, even though it should decline like Nadi, in the case of Lakshmi, it becomes that Visarga doesn't, in 1 bar 1, Visarga doesn't become Lopa. It becomes Lakshmihi with Visarga. And rest, of course, declines like Nadi. So this is the only exception. We have to just keep a note rather. So if we come across in any text Lakshmihi, we must not think that that Visarga is a mistake. That's an exception to the rule rather. Then Shri, Dhi, Hri, Bhi, in 1 bar 1, they are also come with Visarga. So Shrihi, Dhihi, Hrihi, Bihi, they all come with Visarga. Then the last letter E is changed to E when suffix beginning with vowel follows. In Yansandhi, the suffix, what happens, it's only Ya, E becomes Ya. But in these cases, that it becomes Iya. That is the another change. In Stri, 1 bar 1 is Stri without Visarga. The last letter change, E is changed to Iya when suffix beginning with vowel follows. But this change is optional in 2-1 and 2-3. Now, these are all some of the exceptions so far as the language is concerned. And if you look at it, just Shri Shabdam, Ikaranta, I think it is there, Shri Shabdam is there in Shabdamanjari, right?
Not checked.
Huh?
Not checked. Oh.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, Shri is there, page number 23. Ikaranta Sri Linga, correct? Now, if you see, 1 bar 1 is Shrihi, right? 2 bar 1 is Shriyav. Then Shriyaha. Then Shriyam, Shriyav, Shriyaha, Shriya, Shribhyam, Shribihi, right? Then Shriyai, Shriye, that's optional, Shriyai and Shriye. Shribhyam, Shribhyaha, Shriyaha, Shriyaha, Shribhyam, Shribhyaha, Shriyaha, Shriyaha, Shriyoho, Shrinam, Shriyam. 2 forms are there. So the Shri Sabdham is an exception in fact, all these Shri Sabdham, this in there itself they have given in page 23. In Shri they have given, then Hri, Dhi, Bhi, Prabhritaya, they said. So all these others also, they decline like Shri Sabdha only. Okay. So this is something like Shri Sabdha. We have to know. We must not confuse Shri with Stri. Stri is like Nadi, right? So Stri declines exactly like Nadi only. These are 4 or 5 exceptions which are there in the language, which we have to note. And we have to just take care of it only at a very advanced level. After we learn everything else, we should focus on the exceptions. We need not try to remember the exceptions now itself. Okay. Then next one is E ending Strilinga. That is Hrasva E ending. Okay. Which is a Mati Shabdha. Which we have again familiar with Mati Shabda. So the declension of E ending feminine Pratipadikas is a mixture of short E ending masculine like Hari and the long E ending like Nadi. So what is happening? When we come to Mati, there are some things which are borrowed from Hari, masculine Pullinga Pratipadika, and some things borrowed from Nadi, Ikaranta, Strilinga Pratipadika. But the entire declension is like Hari, except for 2 bar 3 and 3 bar 1, which is like Nadi. Right? With Supratyaya, which is Nit, suffix with Nga, right? Because there it was Nip. Here the Pratyaya is Nit, right? 4 bar 1, 5 bar 1, 6 bar 1, and 7 bar 1. There are 2 forms. So both will happen. That is why, one is like Hari and another one is like Nadi. Many of the E ending feminine Pratipadikas are derived from the Dhatu with the suffix T, which makes it a feminine Pratipadika. Okay. So we will see what is Mati. Matihi Mati, Matayaha, Matim Mati, Matihi. So this is Matihi is like what? Is it like Nadi or it is like Hari?
Like Hari.
Like Hari, because in Nadi also it is Nadihi only, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nadi also same, no, Guruji.
But in Hari it is called Harim. 2 bar 3. Isn't it?
Harihi. Harim, Harin.
Harim, Hari, Harin.
Harin.
But here it is not Matin, it is Matihi. So here it becomes like Nadi. Whereas 1 bar 1, the Prathama Vibhakti and Dvitiya Vibhakti, 2 bar 1 and 2 bar 2 are exactly like Hari. Correct? Harihi Hara, sorry, Harihi Hari Harayaha. Harim Hari. Up to this, it is exactly like Hari Shabda. Then 2 bar 3 becomes like Nadi Shabda. Correct? Then, what is 3 bar 1? 3 bar 1? It is Harina. Correct? But here it is like Nadi Shabdam, Matya, Nadya, like Matya. But then Haribhyam, Haribihi, same like Hari Shabda. Then here, fourth is Haraye is there. So there are two forms. Either you can use the Haraye form like Mataye or Nadye like Matyai. Both are used in the language. So 4 bar 1, both are applicable. You can use either of them. Then Matibhya, Matibhya, Haribhya, Haribhya. Then 5 bar 1 again Matya. What is the form in Panchami form? It is Harehe, correct? In Hari Shabdam. So here Matehi is there, but Matyahi is also there like Nadyaha. So again there is a combination. You can use both of them like Hari Shabdam or Mati Shabdam. Then like Hari Shabdam, Haribhyam, Haribhyam, Matibhyam, Matibhyam. Then 6 bar 1, same thing. Matyaha, Matehe, Matyaha, Matehe, like Hari Shabdam. Mate, Mate, like Hari Shabdam, Hare, Hare. The Matibhyam, like rest is like Hari Shabdam. Then Saptami also we have got two forms. In Hari Shabdam it is Harav, whereas in Nadi Shabdam it is Nadyam. So again two forms, Matyam, Matav. Then rest is like Hari Shabdam. Matyoho, Matishu, Harayoho, Harishu. Haryoho, Harishu. Then He Hare, He Hari. Yes, sorry, Sambodhana will be He Hare, He Hari, He Harayaha, He Mate, He Mati, He Mataya. So the forms in black are like Nadi Shabdam, the rest are like Hari Shabdam. So Mati also, except for these 6 differences, out of 6 also, one main difference is only in 2. In basically 2 bar 3 and 3 bar 1. Other 4 also are options available. We can use it exactly like Hari Shabdam or we can use it like Nadi Shabdam. So basic core difference is only 2. With this, we will know that we know Hari Shabdam, we can also decline Mati Shabdam accordingly. So this is another pattern, which we can identify, keep in mind when we come across any Ikaranta. The Haraswa Ikaranta Strilinga Pratipadika, we can apply these rules and decline all of them by keeping these couple of rules in mind, couple of exceptions in mind. Okay, if we know Hari and if we know Nadi, we can decline any Ikaranta Pratipadika. Okay. So next, there are other one Ikaranta Pratipadika, the list of them. Anupapatti, Ukti, Upapatti, Gati, Titi, Drishti, Prakriti, Prapti, Vriddhi, Bhiti, Bhumi, Mukti, Yukti, Yuvati, Ruchi, Shakti, Shanti, Shruti, Srishti, Smriti. So many Ikaranta Pratipadikas are there. So in Sabdamanjari also there are more. Sakhi and all that is there, Ikaranta Pratipadika. So we can work out all those things also.
Bhavati also then.
Huh?
Bhavati.
Bhavati, yeah, there are a lot of them. I mean, it's only a small sample she has given. We can't list out all the Pratipadikas which are there. But if we come across any Pratipadika, any word, if we know that it is Ikaranta, then we know how it will decline. And then we can, validate the form and also the meaning. Because, and then this is so far as the Ikaranta Pratipadikas are concerned. Then actually in feminine forms, U and Ukara, the Pratipadikas are very, very rare. So Michikaji has not dealt with them, right? But their declensions are easily made by following the principles of correspondence of E and Ukara, right? Which is in Pullinga. So if we E and the Ukara, if we know in Pullinga, then we can easily make out how the U or Ukara feminine Pratipadikas decline. I don't know, in fact, I have personally not come across even Shabda Manjari in Strilinga. Let me see whether they are listing. Denu who is there?
Denuhu, Vadhu,
Denu who is there? Ukara.
Bhuhu,
Correct.
Bhuhu,
Denu who is there? Vadhu is there, correct.
Bhu is there.
Bhu is there. So that is Ukara 3 they have given, right? So what we will do is, let me see whether she has not dealt with that. What I will do is, we will make a comparative study of these Ukaranta Pratipadikas in the next class. Okay. Taking Denu and Vadhu and also Bhu, right? Because there are some changes so far as those Ukaranta Pratipadikas are also there. Which are the ones which are common with the Pullinga Ukaranta and Pullinga Ikaranta, that we will identify, and I will make the preparation. In fact, I have not done it today. Even then, it will be a long thing. Next class, I will present those slides for us to identify what are the, how to, like this chart, what are this chart I showed you. In Ukaranta Strilinga Pratipadika, what are the specialities, what are the exceptions, we will see in the next class. Okay. So we will keep that aside and then go ahead with this class. We still have got about 5-7 minutes to go. 1 or 2 chapters, 1 or 2 topics we can cover. So now we come to pronouns, the Sarvanamas. That is other Sarvanamas. This is general Sarvanamas. So somebody asked me in the class before last, what is the Akaranta pronouns and what are other pronouns and all that. These are the other pronouns rather. So here they are neither Akaranta ending or Ikaranta ending pronouns or Akaranta ending pronouns rather, like Sarva, Sarve. They are all other pronouns. What is the first one? Idam. Idam is a Sarvanama Pratipadika. It indicates an object which is close to the speaker. Etad is closer proximity to idam, right? So when we are talking about proximity, when we say idam, we say this, but etad also is this. So what is the difference? Difference is etad is more closer to us than idam. Suppose there is a laptop in my friend. I will say idam for the laptop. Whereas when I am talking about the shirt that I am wearing, I will say etad. I will use etad. Eshaha I will use, right? Whereas for a laptop, I will say I am. This is the difference so far as etad and idam is concerned. So Sanskrit language, because if it is so very finely developed, even subtle differences are actually brought out through these Pratipadikas. In English, we will just use this only. For something which is not very near also this, for which is near also this one. But in Sanskrit, there are two different words which are used in order to highlight the difference in the proximity. And idam declines in all three lingas, all three genders, right? Agreeing with the linga of the word, it qualifies. So normally, whenever we are referring to this, we will be referring it to an object, right? Or a person. That is what we will say, this thing, this person, like that. So whenever we are doing that, the idam shabdam, what linga it will take, will depend upon the linga of the object or the person that the idam shabdam qualifies. Okay. So in masculine, idam declines as a in sarvanama, except as indicated below in black, right? A ending in sarvanama. What was a ending in sarvanama? Sarvam, sarvau, sarve, right? Am I right? What happened? Everybody has gone to sleep, huh?
No, Guruji.
What was I ending? I'm telling you a wrong thing and nobody is saying, correcting me. I ending sarvanama.
Sarvaha, Guruji.
Sarvaha, sarvau, sarve. Here it is, idam is ayam, imau, ime. Okay. So this change we have to, just like that, we must not say idaha, idau, ide, like that we should not do. These are changes we have to note. Idam shabdam, the 1 bar 1 is ayam, then imam. Actually, the da, that is not brought into play at all. Idam shabdam is there, but it is only iva is what is the comes into use. Okay. Well, even 2 bar 1 is imam, imau, iman, right? So like sarvam, sarvau, sarvan. This is exactly like sarvam shabdam, right? Then anena, not ide, iena, imena. It's anena.
Suddenly, how it become anena?
For that, there are, if you want to know how it becomes anena, there are a set of sutras.
Okay.
Panini sutras. In fact, I think they have not, in Ashtadhyaya, it is not there, no? Ashtadhyaya, have they given these declensions? No.
No, Guruji.
No, they have not given declensions for Subhantas. They have only given Dhatu declensions.
Yeah,
Right?
that.
Yeah. So
Rubas are there. Some Shabda Rubas are there. Some Shabda Rubas are there.
But it is not completed. Some are there. I think they are
They
building.
have not given the sutra reference and all that.
No.
They are building up only. They are not given all the.
Yeah, they have not given all. So how it becomes anena is something that we can easily derive by using the sutras, but it will be a process. First it starts with idam, then how that idam changes to what, then how it becomes further changes. All that we have to understand, then we'll come to anena. Because that is the beauty of this Panini Sutras, I think we will stop the teaching here. I will repeat this idam in the next class after we do the Ukara of the Strilinga. So with Panini Sutras, every word in the language can be derived how, like it's exactly like the formula. We have to know how to apply that formula. Just like, very simple example is the Sandhi rules. When two letters come together, how we apply a particular rule, particular sutra, and then we come to the final form. So like that, using the Panini Sutras, we can arrive at all forms. And sutras mean not only the Adesha Sutras, but also the exceptions also we have to take into account. So if there are exceptions, that also we have to put. So that is how, and that is what we learned in the last, in 3 years in Gurukulam. Every word, how the Panini Sutras are applicable for that word, and how we finally arrive at that particular form of that word, whether it is a dhatu, whether it is a subhanta, the pratipadika, all that we have, that is what we learn. Of course, It's so vast that we have not learned everything. We have learned samples of everything. We have understood how to refer to the Panini Sutras and find out from where we have to get this. And so that is how it is. The learning of Sanskrit is. Many people come to Sanskrit learning thinking that it is something simple like English. That is where they make a big mistake. And unfortunately, many teachers also, having compassion for the students, they don't expose them to the complexities of the language for the next 1 or 2, 3 years. With the result, after you learn for 2 years also, you are no wiser so far as the language is concerned. You have just been taught, okay, this is the sandhi is there, this is there, this is the rule there, that is the rule there, and all that. How to remember all those things? You can remember those things only if you go to an advanced stage, then understand how to apply all the grammar rules. What are the rules? How to apply them? And for that, the best way to remember is the sutras. Once you remember the sutras, then you will know that this particular sutra is applicable in this, in this situation. Then I will get the form. As I told you, Sanskrit is no different from mathematics. There also you have to learn the formulas. A plus B whole square, you will have to first memorize A square plus 2AB plus B square. You can derive it. How it is there, it's a long derivation, but it is easy to remember the formula. Similarly, once you remember the formula, then you can use that formula for any derivation of any mathematical calculation. In Sanskrit is exactly the process is the same. So we must not be under any wrong impression that Sanskrit is a very easy language. I can just learn it. Everybody, learns English language. I will also learn Sanskrit. It is not that easy. It's a highly sophisticated language, no less than mathematics. So that you must keep it in mind. And again, the lesson is by one time studying, 2 times studying and all repeating it, you are not going to learn the language. You have to keep on repeating it, be in touch with the language and continue. And we have got huge amount of opportunity for that. Every day, all of us chant some stotras or some, something namavali, something or some bhajans we sing. Most of the bhajans are in Sanskrit only. So if we pay attention to that, what we are actually saying, and then try to find out how those words are formed, what are the meanings of those words. It will start with a very, modest beginning, then you can go on developing it. It will keep you engaged, especially senior citizens. It will keep you fully engaged. You will be avoiding all conflicts in the house with the spouses, all conflicts with the children. You will not interfere in their life, let them lead their life. You will be busy only with Sanskrit. That is the best thing I feel is the learning Sanskrit when you have retired is the best advantage. You will be completely immersed, and if you get a liking for it, I mean, you will not leave it rather. There will be curiosity, how this word is formed. Like Ramuji asked, how anena is formed. Curiosity, that, increases the curiosity. Then if you know the basics, how to go about it, you will try to find out how anena is formed. So that is the beauty and the useful of the language at our age, at least. So I will say the prayers, then we can, if there are any more comments or questions, we can take.
You said you'll be giving homework now.
Homework. Oh, sorry. Before, Thank you for reminding me. So I will share the homework. So this is the homework. Identify all the sandhis following, Padacheda. Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadhipah nachaiva na bhavishyamah sarve vayamatah param. This is for you have to identify the sandhis which are there and then give the Padacheda also. The next stoka, you have to combine them with sandhis. Dehinaha asmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptihi Dhirah tatra na muhyati. So here you have to combine this into sandhi from the shloka form with the sandhis and also identify the sandhis. These are the two ones. I will circulate it today evening so that you will all get it and you can work for the next 4 days on this. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Happy New Year, Guruji. Thank you.
Wish you
Yeah.
all
Happy New Year,
We will be
Guruji.
meeting only in
Namaskaram.
2022.
Yeah, we'll
I
meet
have
next
shared
year.
the video links.
Oh,
A
very
separate video file, a word file.
Very good, very nice, very nice.
Thank you,
In
Guruji.
WhatsApp.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Namaskaram.
to all of you.
Thank you, Guruji. Happy New Year.
Hari Om.
Better than
Hari Om,
2021.
Guruji. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Namaste,
everyone in this
Namaste,
group.
Guruji. Navavansa Samskrtam.
Yeah, namaste, namaste. Thank you very much. Hari Om.